हेलो मेरे पढ़ाकू बच्चों, आज हम आ गए हैं वेक्टर अलजेब्रा के पार्ट नंबर 4 पर, और जिसमें हम पढ़ेंगे स्केलर और डॉट प्रोडक्ट। स्केलर और डॉट प्रोडक्ट पहले से पढ़ने से, सपोज एक वेक्टर है पी क्यू और एक वेक्टर है आर एस। व्हाट इज द एंगल बिटवीन दीज टू वेक्टर्स? पहले हमको ये देखना है कि इनके बीच का एंगल क्या है। एक वेक्टर को हम ऐसे लाए बाय द वे ओ पर, और दूसरे को हम यहां पर लाए बाय द वे बी पर। देन दिस इज द थीटा एंगल AOB इज सेड टू बी एंगल बिटवीन द टू वेक्टर्स। समझने की बात है, जस्ट लाइक आवर फिंगर्स, दीज नेल्स आर एरोज, देन ओनली विल कैलकुलेट द एंगल बिटवीन द टू वेक्टर्स। ऐसा नहीं कि आपने कभी उल्टा कर दिया, ये जा रहा है वेक्टर इधर, ये जा रहा है वेक्टर इधर, और आपने कह दिया एंगल इसके बीच का। नो, it is wrong. Arrows must be from the co-initial point, then only theta is calculated. Correct? तो अब हम आते हैं स्केलर और डॉट प्रोडक्ट पर। Suppose two vectors, say OA and OB, and angle between them is theta. Suppose this vector is vector A and this vector is vector B. Then the dot product, the name is the dot. Dot means the symbol is between the two vectors, you have to put a dot. A dot B is magnitude of A, magnitude of B, and angle between them with cosine cos theta. And this result is always a scalar quantity. हमेशा क्या आएगा? ये स्केलर आंसर आएगा. That's why its name is scalar or dot product. Dot due to symbol and scalar due to its answer. Now some basic properties. Suppose theta is 0. It means for the parallel vectors, magnitude A, magnitude B, and cos 0. Then what we are getting? Magnitude A, magnitude B, and cos 0 is nothing but 1. That's why A dot B equals to magnitude A, magnitude B is the final answer. The same thing is when cos equals to 180 degree. Then cos 180 means is not 1, it should be minus 1. That's why you have to put here minus 1. The next important point is whenever the perpendicular, it means the vectors are at 90 degree, cos 90 or cos pi by 2, then you know cos pi by 2 is 0. So answer is 0. The most important and frequently used problem is that whenever two vectors are perpendicular, it means A dot B equals to 0. The next point, suppose we have orthogonal system. Orthogonal system means IJK. X-axis I unit vector, Y-axis J unit vector, and Z-axis K unit. And angle between them is 90 degree. First we start with I dot J, meaning I, J, and angle between them cos 90. Cos 90 you know 0, hence I dot J equals to 0. And similarly for J dot I, J dot K, or K dot I, everyone we are getting I dot J, J dot K, K dot I equals to 0. Then what about I dot I? Suppose we take the same unit vector I dot I, then what we are getting? I dot I equals to magnitude of I, magnitude of I, and this time I and I angle is 0. That's why here we write 0. So what we are getting? I dot I equals to 1. Similarly we can prove for J dot J and K dot K. Very important concept. For example, suppose we have a vector A, 2I plus 3J plus 4K, and vector B equals to 3I minus 2J plus 7K, and we want to calculate A dot B. A dot B is nothing but magnitude A, magnitude B, and angle between them. Here the direct answer is, since we are using the orthogonal system, I dot I, that is 6, J dot J, that is 6, and K dot K 28. Hence the answer is 28. And what we are seeing is a scalar quantity. So A dot B we are getting always a scalar number. Correct? Now, the next point is, suppose we have a same vector, say A, and we want to multiply the dot product A dot A. Then what we are getting? A dot A. Same as I dot I, but this time is a separate vector. So magnitude of A and cos 0. What is cos 0? 1. That's why it is nothing but magnitude A square. Very, very important, and in so many questions we use this concept that A dot A is magnitude A. One more property. Say we want to calculate cos theta, angle between the two vectors. Cos theta equals to dot product of A and B divided by their separate magnitudes. This will give you the answer for cos theta, and if you want theta, you have to write the cos. Now we come to the properties of scalar product. The first one is very simple. A dot B is same as B dot A, because order is changed but cos theta is the same. That's why A dot B is same as B dot A, that is commutative law. Second is A dot B equals to 0. Then either A is 0 or B is 0, or we know theta equals to pi by 2, that is perpendicular. Third is A dot minus of B, then minus comes out, it will become A dot B, or we can write B dot A minus B, the same thing. Next is if both minus and minus, minus of A dot minus of B, then A dot B remain as it is, and minus minus plus. Next is distributive law. In so many problems we use this theorem, distributive law. A dot B plus C, simple expansion, A dot B plus A dot C. And the last is again important point, projection of vector A on B. Suppose a vector is A and at by angle making theta is vector B. We want the projection of A on B. So simple thing, apply the trigonometry. This vector is A. So what about OM? OM is nothing but OA cos theta. Simple class 10th trigonometry. So OM is OA cos theta, but what is OA? OA is A vector cos theta. And we know from the previous article, what is the value of cos theta? Cos theta is A dot B divided by magnitude of A and magnitude of B. This A means only OA. OA means only magnitude. This is only magnitude. Magnitude and magnitude cancel out. What we are getting? A dot B divided by magnitude of B. Suppose it is just opposite. Projection of B on A. Then a small change. B dot A divided by magnitude of A. Now we have two important inequalities. The first is mod of A dot B less than equals to mod A into mod B. For vector A equals to 0. If we put vector A equals to 0, it holds because equal to. Suppose we put B equal to 0, then again it is true. But when A and B are non-zero, then suppose A dot B, then modulus A, modulus B and cos theta, direct dot formula. Mod, if we take both the side, it will become mod, mod and mod. So what about mod cos theta? Mod cos theta is A dot B mod divided by separate mod. But you know, the value of cos theta, modulus, always less than equals to 1. Because cos theta goes from minus 1 to plus 1. But when we take modulus, it is always less than equals to 1. So here we cross multiply these two. What we are getting, mod of A dot B is always less than or equals to their separate mods. Correct? One more. Triangle inequality. That mod of A plus B is less than equals to mod A plus mod B. Very simple. If we put A equals to 0, by the way vector A, 0 vector, then it holds, yes, correct. And by the way B is 0, then again it is equal. But when A and B are non-zero vectors, then mod of A plus B whole square is nothing but A plus B whole square. If we put in the dot product like this, and if we open it, what we'll get in this thing? What is A dot B and B dot A? Commutative. We can mix up these two as 2A dot B. Now, A dot B we can write as modulus of A dot B. And you know, every modulus is always more than or equals to the simple number. Suppose A and it is mod A, then naturally mod A is more than. So here we take the modulus, that's why the sign of equal to now changed to greater than or equals to. Now mod A, mod B square and 2 we can write as 2 separate A dot B as we just completed now. Apply A square plus B square plus 2AB formula, A plus B the whole square. And if you take root both the side, what we are getting, mod A plus B is always less than equals to their separate addition of the mods.